And then back to Iguodala to the rim. Oh, great block. James out of nowhere skies to the rim. Oh, Boyd took the advantage and played on from inside the center square. Boyd kicked the goal. Boyd kicked the goal from inside the center. Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup. He's hands right back up.
Live it, breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce. How you going?
I'm good, mate. Luka's debut today. Couldn't be better. Could not be better. What are you showing me, Doma?
Bro, I've literally,
the riffraff.
Look what it is.
Riffraff at Walmart.
Look what it is. Look at the count.
Current affair. What?
Yeah.
What is this?
They're just talking about this. Is literally, I just shared that we're live, and I scrolled down one thing, and then this came up, and they're talking about gone from child's play to like as in cards to full business, and how psychotic people are going.
Wherever there's a dollar, people will flock.
We'll get to some interesting stuff that's been happening in the hobby.
We'll get to that later with hobby talk. Global, how are you, mate? Good to see you in. It's a good day, Doma. The 77 debuts, as I mentioned, for the Lakers.
14, 5, and 4. Restricted minutes. Yeah. Didn't have to play much. You gave him a bath.
Didn't have to play much. 24 minutes he only paid or something like that.
It was on a 30-minute restriction anyway, so...
Yeah, light work. But look, what can I say? I'm excited. I'm so excited for the Lakers, and to see. You never know, mate. You never know. We could do something this season. I don't know. I'm not gonna get excited just yet. But we are sitting fifth in the West. We have the possibility to finish top 4. We have the possibility. We obviously can't catch OKC. No one in the West is catching OKC, but we have the possibility maybe even finish as high as 3rd. That's a very much a possibility. And mate, you're in the mix.
This Mark Williams trade that didn't go through has been contested by the Hornets. For review. So there's a guarantee. There's no guarantee that that's dead in the water. So they could still move Dalton Connect to Charlotte.
Well, Doma's internet's absolutely peaking. It's usually me on the internet freeze. It's Doma tonight. Doma, your internet's gone haywire.
I might jump onto the Lemon.
I know it's been contested, but look, let's hope it doesn't go through, because all reports are that Mark Williams is very injury prone, and I'm guessing the Lakers, they seen that when he had to do his physical. So we'll see what happens. I actually don't know why they would. Connect is good to come off the bench, but. Yeah, if he's injured, you don't want him. I mean, we've got a guy who can play his position for now, Jackson Hayes.
Yeah, and then Christian Wood will come back.
And yeah, so look, he just, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Time will tell. Time will tell.
What, some of the ball movement today was pretty nice between LeBron and Luka. Like, just no look. Honestly, it looks like two guys that can't be guarded playing on the same team. So it just means that the guys just need to get open, and more than likely they'll hit the shots. That's all they have to do. Just practice your shots, because you're going to get open. And then when you're that open, eventually the ball's going to get back to LeBron, and it's going to open the lane for him and Luka.
Looks good.
So,
but, I mean, we were only playing Utah, so let's.
Yes, correct. Who's your? Let me check who your who you got there.
So, but
let me just double check this. Lakers slapped him. LA Lakers. Why is that not working? Yeah, there we go. Matches. So you got
Andy's
Utah.
it's gonna
You got Utah again in your next game. Then Charlotte on the 20th is postponed. Then Feb 21st, you play Portland. So the 23rd of Feb, really, you play Denver in Denver. And then you play Dallas on Feb 26th at home. Then you play Minnesota on the 28th. Then you play the Clippers in a back-to-back. So that'll be the stretch, that 5-game stretch. You'll get a good understanding of how
good
the team's
gauge.
going to work.
Yeah.
You've got about a week and a half of ball there. And then after that, actually, you've got a month. Then you've got New Orleans, which will break it up a bit. And then you play the Knicks, Boston, Nets, Bucks, Denver, Phoenix, Bucks, Denver. Man, you got a hard run from end of
I think
February.
we play OKC as well.
Um,
further down somewhere. Maybe not.
Yeah, you do. You play them in a back-to-back, April 7th and April 9th. That could mean a lot to your season, those games. So
still a lot to play out. You know, teams have played as much as 54 games. You've got OKC on the top, followed by Memphis, Denver, Los Angeles, Houston, Clippers, Timberwolves, Mavericks, Kings, Warriors to round out the 10, Suns sitting in 11th. And then in the Eastern Conference, you got the Cavs on 43 wins, then Boston, Knicks, Pacers, Bucks, Pistons, Heat, Hawks, Magic, Bulls. And the Bulls make it the 10 with a sub 500 record. The funniest thing is 27 wins, which is the Warriors in 10th in the West, would actually get you 7th position in the East.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So, yeah, there's a couple of passengers there in the East there. But
obviously, it's been a tale of two tapes. So this is where I want to do the comparison. So Luka the Ladon makes his debut, plays pretty well. They're trying to work out, obviously, how it's going to gel. You've got two ball-centric players. And then on the other side of the town, or the country, you've got Anthony Davis, who they were saying it's win now, win at all costs. That's why we did it. We had concerns about Luka's weight and his health. And 30 minutes into his career in Dallas, he's done his groin and he's out for an indefinite period of time. They said initially that it wasn't concerning, and now it's come out that he's out indefinitely. So that means he's cooked. So the reason why the Lakers just straight away went, you're offering Luka? You can have AD.
Magda says he's built like glass. Openly said on the show when the trade, he's only flipped that narrative in the last 2 to 3 years. Before that, he's been injured every season, right?
Well, guess what happened?
Yeah. So let's just see. Let's just see. We all know who got the best side of this trade. The Lakers getting Luka. There is obviously some other theories, and I'm not sure if you're across the other theory, Doma, with the majority owner. Obviously, people know Mark Cuban because he's been the face for so long, but he's not the majority owner. He got bought out like 70% by another lady, and this lady wanted to build a brand new stadium in Dallas, but attached to the stadium, she wanted a casino, right? But
no, I didn't know this.
They won't pass the bill, or they won't pass the permit in the city to allow her to build it. So she has threatened to move the team to Vegas because I heard
about that.
Casinos in Vegas. And so this is her way to obviously throw it back at them to try get the team to move to Dallas, or make the team tank, make them average, then move them to Dallas, move them to Las Vegas, and get the team moved out of Dallas to Vegas. Now that's one crazy theory. If you look into the majority owner, it's some woman whose primary income is from owning casinos in Vegas.
Well, the other thing I've seen is that Adam Silver wanted the trade. These are all conspiracy theories, ladies and gentlemen, but that Adam Silver wanted the trade to make the next decade of this Boston LA rivalry, money revenue for the NBA and get viewership back up.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because once LeBron was gone, that was it. Lakers are finished. They got to start from scratch. They got to draft someone. That was the point. And now you've got LeBron with Luka, and then the Boston. Obviously, they're vying for the most championships ever. You got Jason Tatum on the other side, Luka the Don on one side, Jason Tatum.
And then when SGA, because he's from LA in a few years, becomes a free agent, we just go get SGA, pair him up with Luka, LeBron coming off the bench. It's all sorted, bro.
I don't know if you get. Well, I genuinely think that.
That would make some people so angry.
I think once LeBron is done, it would not surprise me if we see Nikola Jokic and Luka the Don partnering up together and playing on the same team at the Lakers in the future. It does not surprise me if that happens.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, would not surprise me. And I don't know if you saw Giannis's comments last week. I forgot to bring it up on the show. He actually said all the best players should be playing for big markets. So guess what, Milwaukee? He's not re-signing with you. He's gone. So he actually said, I hope that Jokic leaves and he goes and plays for a big club. That's where the money's made. No one sits down and watches fucking New Orleans Pelicans games, mate. Let's be realistic. The NBA is a bit like the EPL. If the top teams didn't make the money, the bottom teams would have no chance of surviving their existence. It's just they make money from TV rights and they got billionaire owners. If they didn't have the billionaire owner, well, they'd be cooked.
Yeah, it's true.
No one's watching New Orleans play and Brooklyn. No one watches Brooklyn Nets play. No one cares about these teams. I know Chicago are no good now and Philly's no good, but they're big markets and everyone cares about those teams because of the history to them. But all these other teams, no one cares. If Anthony Edwards left Minnesota, do you reckon that the NBA would give a shit if he went to play for a big market? No. They'd be like, who cares? KG was like the biggest player in that market for decades that they'd had in decades, and he left and he went to the Celtics. Correct. And guess what happened? No one cared because they won a chip, and because if Boston wins chips, the NBA gets more eyes and it makes more money. So that's just money makes the world go around. They thought Zion was going to be the guy to help the thing, but all these shit ball clubs are just breeding grounds. Like they're genuinely like GWS and Gold Coast. They're just farming these talents, and then eventually they just go play in a big market. And like, I'm not saying Dallas is a small market team, but listen, does the NBA want Dallas winning or do they want LA winning? Let's be realistic. Straight out. So that's another conspiracy that Adam Silver wanted that. I'm just happy. It was weird seeing Luka in Lakers colors today, but I'm happy.
It was good. It was great. It was a sight to see.
I love it.
He did go 1 from 7 from 3. Maybe he needs to know when he needs to stop shooting that.
That's okay.
When it's not on. But
you just always Lakers fans and people in the NBA that are always watching the sport. All right, you always need to remember one thing. These ball clubs, Boston and Los Angeles, they're the two main culprits. They're always going to have a guy in the team. Their jersey's going to get hung up in the rafters, mate. So it's just a matter of time before they get someone. They can be shit for however long you want. Like the Lakers sucked post-COVID. They sucked. Yeah, and then they got LeBron. Shocked. They got LeBron, and they're going to hang his jersey in the stands. And then when LeBron was gone, you'd be like, oh, this shit again. Haha, Lakers fans. You bag him. Eventually they get someone else. And they didn't even have to draft him. They just traded for him. AD was never going to have his jersey in the rafters, mate. But I tell you who will, Luka the Don. This is the way it works. That's just the way it works. You can only keep a good ball club down for so long before they're back up there again.
Hey,
I'm
you
not
know
saying
who
they're
should
back
be
up
happy
there,
about this? All the Luka Doncic investors that bought his cards, or collectors, I should say, not investors, but a lot of people do, in that manner. They should be happy because Lakers go make moves to win championships, known, proven history of it, right?
He's
So
gonna win. He'll win eventually. I think LeBron wins another one before he's done, to be honest.
he's got a higher chance now than he did before.
It's just if that obviously if you don't, I don't think you're going to win this year. But if you were to win this year, that's just luck of the draw. You got Luka and you ended up winning a chip. I don't think you will win this year. I don't think you'll do much in the playoffs. But in the off season, if you can add a couple pieces and make it work, then you can't rule you out next year if they can both stay healthy. LeBron, Luka, and whoever the third piece is. Can't write them off. Well, you can't write any team off that's got LeBron James and Luka the Don in the same team. I can't believe we're saying that.
Greek Freak and Chef Global reckons. Well, maybe if
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, they got Jimmy Butler, so they'd have to get rid of Butler. Surely you couldn't pair up Chef, Butler, and Greek Freak with Draymond Green. Do you think that's going to
Draymond
work,
Green's
mate?
gone, man. That guy
If Greek Freak comes, Draymond's gone because Greek Freak can play Draymond's position 30 times better.
You know the other thing too, Jimmy Butler plays exactly like Draymond Green. Gets boards, can get assists. He can play that role. He can defend. We know how good Jimmy Butler is as a defender. And the difference is he's actually got offense. He's a better player than Draymond Green.
No, definitely.
Same
I'll
mentality.
be interested to see how that works because they're sitting in 10th. So let's see if they can make the play-ins.
It'd be interesting. It's a wait and see. All right, so let's move on. Let's get to some round ball, some world game. Because we got some EPL back. EPL back this week.
Champions League tomorrow.
13th. Yes, Champions League is going to be big. Starting on the 13th, which is on Thursday morning at 6:30. We have Everton, Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. Then we have on the 15th, so Saturday morning is the 15th, I think. Yeah, Saturday morning. We've got Brighton, Chelsea, and then 11:30 on Saturday night, we've got Leicester, Arsenal. Then the Sunday games are Aston Villa, Ipswich, Fulham, Nottingham, Man City, Newcastle, Southampton, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brentford, Palace, Everton, Liverpool, Wolves on Monday morning, and Tottenham versus Man United at 3:30 on Monday morning. So, yes, Magda, I did see Plymouth beat Liverpool in the FA Cup.
They were paying 13-1 or something. Their odds were pretty nuts.
Jeepers. LeBron would have backed against Liverpool. I actually can't touch anything. My computer's just shit itself. All right. Champions League fixtures tomorrow. Brest versus PSG. The biggest game tomorrow is Man City versus Real Madrid. That is the game, and probably the only game you need to get up and watch. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That is the biggest game out of every single one for tomorrow and on Thursday. Thursday's got Atalanta, Club Brugge, Bayern versus Celtic, AC Milan, Feyenoord. But the biggest game by far is Man City versus Real Madrid, which is massive. And both teams are struggling with form, to be honest. Man City more than Madrid, but it's going to be very interesting.
Round of 16 game. Oof. You go.
Other thing,
it's a big tie for round of 16.
I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but the rumor is that Stan Sports is potentially going to buy out Optus. Did you send that to me?
Yes, potentially.
They're going to buy the
Premier
right.
League.
That'd be
By the
good
rights.
because then they got Champions League and the
Yeah, good
EPL.
for people
It'd be
that
nice.
they only have to pay one subscription.
And the other thing that I heard, source, which is interesting, mate, the KO subscription could get chopped up within the next 12 to 18 months. Now, the only thing that's got it alive at the moment is genuinely the footy. But Netflix is going to make a play for F1.
Okay.
And the next one, because of the TKO group in WWE, they're going to make a play, potentially the biggest deal in sports rights history, and get all of the UFC on a multi-year deal, is the rumor. So we'll have every pay-per-view for free on Netflix.
With your Netflix subscription. Jeez.
That's the rumor.
That's massive.
Because they got WWE, it's the same holding group, TKO.
Yeah. Yeah.
That they could, I think I'll double check it, but I'm pretty sure they signed $1 billion deal with the WWE. $1 billion. So I'll double check it, but you'd think,
Well, look, you definitely know that all of this extra content is not going to come without like an increase in fee. Like they're going to increase what you'd be paying per subscription for sure.
So it actually signed a $5 billion deal, Netflix and WWE.
Oh,
$5
undersold
billion.
$4 billion.
Yeah,
bro.
I know. I want a WWE duration. I want to know how long that's for before renewal. 10 years, $5 billion. So it's $500 million a year for 10 years.
I wonder what that looks like in cash. $100 bills, $5 billion.
You've got to take up a couple blocks of land.
I wonder what that actually looks like.
It'd be fucking
It'd be
insane.
pretty cool to see.
But yeah, 10 years. So you look at it that way. I don't know how much. What's a UFC net profit annually? So last year UFC, that's 2 years ago. UFC revenue at 1.3 billion in 2023. That's with costs. Obviously, they came out 1.3 billion. UFC costs annually before profit. We can work this out right here. Profit margins are about 25%. They'd have to probably offer about $15 billion.
For how long?
Probably 10 years.
15 billion for 10 years, you reckon?
Yeah, because then it mitigates all the, if they show the pay-per-views for free, it mitigates obviously the pay-per-view buys. That's the point of it.
Yes,
your deal means that without pay-per-view buys, you come ahead with each pay-per-view. That's what it is. So then you don't have to charge anyone, just a Netflix account. They get it for nothing.
And then they probably increase the fee of the Netflix account like a few bucks, and they get more
So
subscribers, and everyone else is paying a few more bucks.
So you got to remember they'll have that deal in place. So this is the way, because we use the WWE as the example. They got the deal in place, $5 billion, so $500 million a year for 10 years, right? So that will cover their traveling. I'm telling you, it's $500 million a year. Okay, they're not spending $500 million a year, in my opinion, setting up at all these arenas. But even if they did, you know, all the merchandise they get, pretty much that's the cream on top for the WWE. All the merchandise sales.
Mate, they're in everything: merchandise, games,
cards.
Yeah, heaps of stuff.
You name it.
Heaps of stuff
WWE belts and stuff that they say. Well, that's merchandise, but Magda, it's not 15 billion that's not the rumor. I'm just saying if we had to project how much it is, I think it'd be 15 million, a billion. So,
That's
or even
Tom's.
if they, yeah, even if they
Is that
said
based
10,
off what you think their revenue is for a 12-month
yeah,
period?
but even if they said 10 billion over 10 years, that's $1
7
billion
years or
a year.
something?
No, even if it's 10 years, that's $1 billion a year.
It's a lot.
They generate 1.3 billion a year. So it's interesting. Yeah. Anyway, time will tell what happens there. But those are the rumors on the street: F1, UFC, and obviously the EPL.
There's going to be a big shake-up in sports people, companies that are serving your sports here in Australia.
I think we're seeing at the moment how everything's just all over the place. Like all different sports are on different streaming services, and
Yeah.
I think the way it ends is pretty much you have the big three. We'll say like Amazon, Netflix, and
Apple.
someone else, and Apple. Those three will come out, and they'll end up just buying all these companies. Just buy them all. They'll buy like Stan, whoever owns Stan, with whatever it is. They'll just come out and say, you know what, we're buying fucking beIN. So we'll have all the soccer on our platform. That's what I think will happen. They'll just come and just buy the whole.
I don't think they can buy beIN Sport. beIN Sports is run by like some
Or is it run by
multi-billionaire Qatari company or Saudi company or something. Like they got a lot. They probably even have more money than them. So I don't know if that will be the case.
People, Nesta Al Khalifi.
Yeah, there you go. So
beIN's
probably pretty safe. The one thing I will say about beIN, like they have the potential to be so good as a streaming service, but they just lack in their ability to post edit games. Like, when I had the beIN subscription last year, I paid for it. It's $15 a month or whatever. You sometimes you can't watch the whole game, or it's on a bizarre time. But I love being able to chuck on Stan or Optus Sport. It's got the mini match. It's 25 minutes. It's and it's not extended highlights, which is 10 minutes. They even do an extended highlights, which is 10 minutes. Then they do the mini match 25 minutes. Then they do the like short highlights, which is 3 minutes. And then you got the full game replay. So, the 25-minute match, I'd watch, punch out a few of those, like sit down and maybe watch 3 or 4 different games, the 25-minute match, and there's an hour and a half of entertainment. Like before,
yeah,
like you can't do that on beIN. So like you're forced to go watch the whole game back. So you just like, mate, when games are on at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m., like I'm not going to get up at a ridiculous time to watch that, but I'd watch the mini match later on when I'm doing some work on my computer and I've got the other screen on or something like that, but they don't offer that. So that was the main reason why I actually got rid of the beIN Sports, because they didn't have that. Their post edit of matches was terrible. Plus they didn't keep the whole catalog of the matches of the season. Like, that the games only lasted there for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You couldn't go back further than 2 weeks or 3 weeks to watch a game that they televised, which I just thought so stupid. Why isn't the whole season till round 1 on like you can go back and watch it like you can on Optus Sport? I can go back to the start of the season, watch a game or whatever it is. But I can't go back, more further than 2 or 3 weeks in beIN Sports. So yeah, it was just another reason. There's just small things when you're paying for something and you got other competitors that are doing it better than you. You compare them and you go, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But anyway, Doma, enough on the world game. Enough on our tangent that went off.
Just
tune into the Champions League.
Just to finish it off. On your beIN comment, I looked up the net worth of beIN Media Group. A source who said it was owned by potentially Saudi Arabian company, and it says the net worth of beIN Media Group is not publicly available, so it's worth $1 gazillion. So they can't be bought out. That's what it tells me. So on the money source, they're not getting bought out. All right, let's move on to the NFL source. We had the Super Bowl yesterday. In what was one of the most shocking displays, Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles with Aussie Jordan Mailata win the Super Bowl. So Saquon Barkley dominated, by the way. I know, have you seen that
I
clip?
can't even comment on because I was working all day yesterday, so I didn't really. I just caught the
Oh, they
scores.
killed
I
him.
seen
They killed him.
they were slapping him at halftime, and I was like,
They killed him.
yeah, if Mahomes is going to come back and win this from here, like it's going to be an all-time great win. And I checked at end of the third quarter, and I said, yeah, no chance.
Colin Cowherd actually had a good take on it today, and I actually listened to it, the clip, and I'm not shitting on Mahomes because I think Mahomes is going to be an all-time great. I just never thought he'd be better than Brady, and I'm going to be proven right on that anyway. I don't care what your stats say now. So, but he made a good point. He said when Brady had adversity, he tried to find ways to get back into a game. And he goes, Mahomes just looked rattled yesterday. And he said Tom Brady lost in 2 Super Bowls of an average margin of 15 points in his Super Bowl losses. 2? Yeah, he lost twice to the Giants. Giants?
I know.
Anyway, average.
Giants.
No,
Lost one
Philly.
to
Philly. You lose to Philly?
Was that when Wentz won it?
I think so.
No, Foles. Foles was the quarterback.
Yeah, Foles. Brady lost 3 Super Bowls. Sorry. It's good. We're all learning today. 3 Super Bowls. Anyway, he's lost 3 Super Bowls. Yeah, we've got to fact check. He's lost 3 Super Bowl source. All right. He lost twice to New York, to the Giants. There you go. And he lost to Philly. So he's lost 3 Super Bowls with a combined total of points of 15. So an average of 5 points in each Super Bowl loss. Mahomes has lost 2 Super Bowls, 40 points he's lost by. And as I keep putting it, and I'll state it once again, all right, he lost to Philly, all right, and he lost to guess who? He lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He lost to Tom Brady. He can win 7 chips, be equal with Tom Brady, and we'll turn around. Well, I'm going to turn around and say, yeah, I don't care. He's still not better than Brady because you came up against the GOAT and you lost to the GOAT.
And he was at the end of his
the
career
argument
as
with
well.
anything. Correct. He's just a better quarterback than you. You've got the best stats ever, but he's the best quarterback ever. In the high pressure situations, he is the best quarterback. He was down 28-3 and he came back and he won the Super Bowl against the Falcons. He was in the same position to do the same thing, Mahomes, yesterday. They were 21-0 down. And they couldn't do anything. So they struggled. No one stood up, to be honest. They were just shit. The defense was terrible. The offense was terrible. It was actually embarrassing. But that's credit to Philly as well. They played unbelievable. So
their defense was on point.
That's an NFL.
Their defense was on point.
Another NFL
and
season.
Congrats to Philly and Hurts. Good to see people that believed in Hurts and people rubbing salt into the wounds when he obviously lost last time to Mahomes, but he's got his redemption. And I'm not sure if you've seen, there was a little clip where it was like pre-game and it had like the people giving their like the pundits giving their prediction, and all the pundits, 4 pundits on whatever station was on, gave it all said OKC, and it had a little graphic, not OKC, Kansas City, had a little graphic of their logo, and Hurts was walking past the TV, and because like the cameras were on, he looks up and he goes like this, goes like that to the.
I like it.
All right.
And
so he's seen all the pundits. They weren't that he was, they didn't think he was going to do it. And, even me, like I thought it was scripted for Kansas, but frankly, I don't really care that Kansas lost or, whether they won or lost, it didn't bother me, but yeah, I was just saying it's scripted because they want Swifty there. And, The
But she got booed.
uh,
So
she got booed.
they booed the
When
shit
they
out of her
showed
when
her
she came
when
up
they
on the
when she,
jumbo.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
but you
the
know
best.
why? You know what makes it even better? They booed the living crap out of her, and then the next person they brought up on the screen after Taylor Swift was Donald Trump, and they just started celebrating. They went crazy.
Was Trumpy at the Super Bowl? Was he?
Yeah, I think he's the first sitting president ever to go to a Super Bowl.
There you go.
Just does what he wants, mate. He does what he wants. The crazy thing is, Saquon Barkley, when he was getting traded. So, I don't know if you've seen the clip, but the New York Giants owner said to the GM and to everyone in the room when they said, "Oh, we want to trade Saquon Barkley." It's a 30-second clip, and he just turns around and he goes, "I'll be honest, I'm not going to be able to sleep if you trade Saquon Barkley." He goes, "This guy's our most popular player. He sells the most shirts. Like, why are we trading him?" And then the GM and all the guys are laughing, like smiling, going like, "This is the best move ever." The Giants are a shambles, just like the Jets on that pick that we saw of that clip that you spoke about, Source.
Yep.
And one guy makes it to pretty far in the playoffs, and the other guy wins a Super Bowl. So just shows how well run the New York NFL franchises are. They're both just as shit as each other at the moment.
Shocking.
So it's a disgrace.
The Jets, mate. They could have had Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels.
Well, just
He should have been at the Jets. Mate.
they wanted Aaron Rodgers, and I don't know if you saw today's story. They're moving off of him, so he's done at the Jets.
Yeah. Look, there'll be another team that picks him up, but well, yeah, I don't know.
Come to the Dolphins. I'll take you.
You need someone. You need some backup for Tua. You don't
I'll
know how
take
much
all.
longer he's going to be around.
I'll take all of the circus that comes with him.
You know what? It's not even Aaron Rodgers is the problem. The Jets themselves are the problem.
Maybe they should sell to Gary V. He might fix them. So, all right. On to some UFC Source.
UFC Doma over the weekend, 3-1-2. The card was in Perth. So it was an absolute cracker. You had the prelim kicked off from 12 p.m. You had, let's have a look here. Alexandre Topuria defeating Colby Thickness. Wang Kong defeating Bruna Brazil. Tom Nolan, the Aussie, defeating Vlasic Brushev. Jack Jenkins being submitted in the third round by Gabriel Santos. Then you had the main card, Jakey Matthews from Jake's Breaks, part of the hobby. Jake's Lots Breaks with a Z on the end. Defeats Francisco Prado with a decision over the 3 rounds. Jimmy Crute gets a draw decision over Rodolfo Bellato. So that's a draw. Then you had Justin Tafa getting knocked out within 35 seconds by Helson Texera. No good there. And then Toma. Remember I brought it up on the show last week and I was like, how the hell didn't I bring it up? I'm like, how the hell is Wei Li Zhang the underdog? Right?
Yes.
And I said, how's she the underdog? Mate, she put on an absolute clinic. It was one of those performances, like it got to the end of the 5 rounds. There was no dispute you knew who the winner was. Like it was one of those performances that she just put on an absolute clinic. People thought Tatiana Suarez was going to get her down, hold her, keep her on the ground. Mate, Wei Li Zhang's, she's just too strong. She dominated. She got the win over the 5 rounds. And then Dricus Duplessis, like I said he would, defeated Sean Strickland. It was a masterclass. It was honestly the last time I seen a masterclass like this, like of this nature, was when the Volk absolutely pieced up Max Holloway in their second fight, where he was just completely and utterly dominant and just by far the best player, best fighter on the Oh, in the octagon, I should say. So Dricus du Plessis dominated 5-round decision, killed him. Like it was just Strickland by the end of it, nose bleeding everywhere, broken nose. There was one point in the fight, broke his nose, and Strickland's like, "What the hell is happening?" He's grabbing his nose, blood's like gushing out of his nose. He's like, "Oh my god!" He's running away. He's realized that he's just had his nose broken, and then once the blood vessel started blocking it up a bit and it stopped gushing out, he came back and fought. But it was it was a clinic by du Plessis. Absolute clinic. This weekend, Doma, there is a card, UFC Fight Night 251, middleweight main event, Jared Cannonier against Gregory Rodriguez, and then co-main event, Calvin Kattar against Yusuf Zazal. The main event kicks off from at 11 a.m., so it's an early one here. So the prelim card kicks off from 8 a.m. That one will be on free to watch, no pay-per-view. And you never know, if you've got a Netflix subscription, Dom was saying, in a few years might be no pay-per-views at all. Might just be everyone has a Netflix subscription. Everyone
might have to pay just $50 a month by that stage for a Netflix account. That's probably all you have to do.
Well, they will increase it. They will definitely increase it.
The biggest issue. All right, Tors, off to some hobby talk. Listen, there's been a few things that's been going on in the hobby. The first one, we've got to bring this up because I love when there's drama for no reason. And this is just Cage shit stirring and off his shit stirring on the Jeremy Lee Sports Card podcast, just in the comments. I've never seen a guy just capitulate so hard and lose the plot. And then obviously you'll be able to see his response. I'll start it from scratch in a second. Let me just share it. Let's see if it actually works. It probably won't. My internet sucks. All right, here we go.
Comment. Cage is trolling. He says, "Call me a troll." Well, you are a troll with this one.
We
Cage.
love
You're
it,
often
Robert.
a troll, Cage, but this is trolly. If you can't tell, Cage, that this has nothing to do with my investment in Tag, then you're just not as smart as you should be if you hold the legal. If you're a professional lawyer,
Come on,
Cage.
Cage.
Yes,
I'm trying to think
I would
when nothing
especially. This has nothing to do with that, Cage. You are a freaking troll, buddy. Like that's
That's not right.
He's actually trying to wind me up because he must be in PSA's back pocket. That's it's really as simple as that. I'm gonna address one comment. Cage is trolling. He says, "Call me a troll." Well, you are a troll.
Obviously, he's not happy there, Saucy. And I'll just bring the comment up. Sorry, I shouldn't have closed that. Do this. Oop. Obviously, he's not happy. Look, he's put an absolute essay here. He's just, you can go over to the post and have a read, and obviously he stated Cage's jealousy, trollish behavior. He goes, Cage who takes money from grading companies that actually compete with Tag, and he's just, look at this. Yeah, what's some of the other things he said? My investment in Tag, an assumption that my audience knew about my investment in Tag, which I recognize isn't sufficient, is enough to overshadow the topic of discussion yesterday. Then Cage, who is a shill for and gets paid by Arena Club, another grading company, who is a direct competitor with Tag. So, very funny. He's not happy, Mr. J. Lee Saucy. So, yeah, don't worry. That's actually on my. I'll talk about that in a second, Magda. I'm actually going to bring that up on the show. So, if you can see that comment.
Yeah, I did see it. What can I say? I'm not sure what the topic of conversation is, but yeah, the way he's carried on there. I mean, people can see he's involved with Tag, or he has some sort of notion to promote Tag as he has in the past. I just find it interesting. He's obviously pointing out the fact that he wants to make it clear to people that maybe the first time watching their content that he has an invested interest in tag. And I guess his point of view is like, if people watch my content, they know his stance on tag. So I still feel like you're playing both sides a little bit. I'm saying Jeremy Lee in terms of promoting something, and then not disclosing it, I guess, if you're talking about it in your podcast. But yeah, you always open yourself to criticism when you take money from any company, isn't it, Doma? Because then people think that you have some sort of invested interest, or you got some sort of motive to promote something. So yeah, look, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. What can we say? What can we say? Because I guess those people don't want to lose whether he's getting money from tag to promote, or he doesn't want to lose that revenue stream. It's partly the reason why we've never taken any money from anyone, right? Not that we've been offered that many times, or we haven't really been offered. We try to troll. I think it's because we troll too many people.
We tried to get money for HGA, but that didn't work. So
nah, nothing. But yeah,
he's just not a happy chappy. Is all it is, Sauce, and it's pretty funny. The other thing that I do want to bring up, as Magda said, Magda is being fortunate enough, Sauce, to become a Backyard Breaks banned follower on Whatnot.
What'd you do, Magda? Did you hit a nerve with them?
I'll just read his comment. I'm not going to bring up our chat, all right? Because Magda might not want that. Because you don't really know Magda truly, ladies and gentlemen, till you meet him, the great man. Magda said he fought back. So Magda was in the Backyard Breaks stream, and they were doing their thing. And Magda said, so the guy that's ripping, his name is Big Rip, RIPH. He goes, Big Rip, where are the other two Backyard Breakers? That's all he asked. He's talking about Grant the Lemon and his Lemon buddy. The next thing that comes up is, you are banned from this live show. You're banned from this live stream, trolling, being disrespectful, and other bad behavior, which may lead to a permanent ban on Whatnot. So genuinely, like, if this is the shit that's happening, you're protecting this fucking organization, which is an absolute shambles of an organization. So
that's all he said, and he got banned.
He got banned. What are we at now? Almost 2 weeks, Sauce. They're still rolling.
Still making revenue, because they obviously make a lot of money for Whatnot, so they don't want to shut him down.
But Magda, the context, I know you're trolling because you're telling us you're trolling, but the context of that comment just looks like, where are those two? Where are the two? Oh, he goes, then I called them scums. Oh, okay, well, fuck, you didn't add that part. But besides the point, the fact that they're still running.
He left out a vital detail.
They're still running. Yeah, exactly. But the fact that they're still running, Sauce, is hilarious.
What did we say at the end of it? We spoke about it, how disgusting it was, and we said they're just going to keep running operations as usual.
101 people in that live on Whatnot, by the way, that Magda sent the screenshot before he got banned. There was 101 people in there.
Why are people still watching their streams? Why? Why?
Clearly, it's 101 people that don't care. Or 101 gambling addicts.
Absolutely cooked, Doma.
I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty. Oh no, it's not it for me. So there has been. Obviously, it's traveled globally, Sauce. Because our good friend Manny actually messaged us, and it's in regards to the 10 card stores which have been robbed since December.
Yep. Here
This
in
is
Melbourne.
not all of them, all in Melbourne. This is not all the card shops, but here's a list of them. So, Blacklist Cards in Thomastown, Cardtastic in Clayton, Cherry Collectibles in Melbourne, Good Games Greensboro, Grand J Games Mini Ponds, Pro Gamers Ravenhall, Sunshine Collectibles, and the Aussie showroom in Umering. It's either the same syndicate of criminals that are doing it.
Well, it's clearly an organized crime syndicate that are trying to, steal stock, knowing that they can on-sell this and knowing that even if they take graded cards, if they know the system, they can crack those cards out and you got Pokemon cards, who cares? Crack it out, get it regraded, gets a new grading number, serial, and sell it. Or you got still product or boxes. Hey, who cares? Anyone can open up an eBay store, make a few listings, sell a few things. It's not that hard. As long as they're not dumb enough to sell a graded card with a PSA number on it and they've got record that that was something stolen from their inventory, you can get away with it. People are looking at like the only way they get caught is if they actually get caught for the crime. They find fingerprints, or if they were careful enough and found a way to get in, whatever, and stole it, it's pretty easy to resell this stuff, and it's a big target for these criminals. You're getting Pokemon boxes, and you never know. They break into a store and they might have some vintage boxes in there, and they could be worth quite a few thousand. They try to sell that sort of stuff. Maybe it might be a little bit more sus, stuff that doesn't hit the market too often. But it's just, look, I'm not surprised, Domo. Like we've already seen it in this hobby when it came to like people being as elaborate as making fake Ronaldo stickers, and people at BGS being duped to being them graded, and Dan the man, the card man, our good friend, did a video with the help of some other people in the soccer card community and traced back that this guy on eBay had sold heaps of these already. So who knows how many he sold in general and gotten away with tens of thousands of dollars, selling these fake Ronaldo stickers. So, this is just another elaborate bit, crime in the hobby. And it's sad that it's breaking into hobby shops and stealing product and things like that. But I'm not surprised that, criminals are now targeting it here in Melbourne. I mean, we've seen it a number of times over there in the States, and heaps of card shops we've seen, but it hasn't really been a thing here. But when people they've caught on the money that can be made out of it, selling the products wherever, Facebook Marketplace, selling the things on eBay. I'd say eBay is probably the more safer of the two. They can make a shit ton of money. So it's disgusting to see, because obviously we don't want to see any hobby shop, get broken into and vandalize the product and the loss of product and the headache of having to backlog all what has been lost. Obviously insurance claims and all that sort of stuff, the premiums and all those sorts of things go up, and the big inconvenience that it causes. But yeah, I'm actually surprised it's taken this long for it to be a thing, especially with, well, it could actually be just because there's more and more card shops popping up. So now there's more opportunity for people to break into these card shops. Whereas, let's go back 7-8 years ago, or 6-7 years ago, before the big boom, there was slim pickings for card shops. Now there's a bunch of card shops everywhere. One thing I will say is any card shop, make sure you're doing any sort of reinforcements you can. Having 100%. Literally an A-grade quality safe. If you've got like high value cards that you're going to keep in your premises, that's, bolted to the wall, that will literally need to have people angle grinding at the hours of the night and can cause, attention to be caused to what's going on before they're able to actually get in and steal stuff. That's the extent you got to go to.
Have you seen
That's
it?
literally
The
what it
last
is.
one. Who was the last one that got robbed? Oh, was it Grand J Games?
Yeah.
I think they were the last one. But did you
They-
see how
they
they
got-
did it? They waltzed in with a wheelie bin,
Yeah, I know.
and they just dumped as much product as possible in the wheelie bin.
And then tipped it in the back of their car.
It's fucked. That's cooked, man. And you know what the crazy
Commit
thing is?
adult crime, you do it adult time. Yeah, but Andrew, you know how soft the laws are here, mate. These people will not, like, if they actually get caught, they probably won't even get that bad of a sentence. It's actually cooked. And if they've gotten away with a large portion of that stuff and we've been able to sell it or give it to someone to sell it, they're still going to get away with a lot of money. And you know, maybe they get locked up for 6 months. Like, they're probably going to come out and do it again. It's cooked. We don't want to see it because it ruins the hobby, mate. It literally, you know, it will drive card shops out of business. You know, the more insurance claims they got to do, and then their premiums and insurance goes up year after year, and it just becomes more of a hassle to have the store open and have the shop front. But to get good allocation from suppliers and everything, you got to have the shop front, the brick and mortar. You get higher allocation. You know, if you show distributors that you have a brick and mortar store. So yeah, it's a tough one, Dom, and it is sad to see. But once again, I will say this: I'm not fucking surprised because fucking where there's money to be made, the riffraff will come. Riffraff will come.
100%.
I've seen it a lot of times in this hobby, and this is no different. This is opportunists that, yeah, they're you know, Victoria's weak as piss. Thanks, Andrew. We know. Doma,
That's it from me. So over to you, mate. Yeah, I know you've
over
got
to me.
a couple.
I've just got a couple things. So I'll bring this up. I've seen this on IG from 238 Cards. Not to say I've watched his content much, but he had something interesting. And this is definitely something to look out for, ladies and gentlemen, when you're buying stuff. Make sure you know what you're buying and how it's meant to be packaged.
What's up, everyone? I just wanted to show you something I just observed. I ordered 3 prism hangers from Walmart, and they did not come with plastic wrap on them or shrink wrap like they usually would. Instead, there's little stickers on the side. This is a problem, and here's why. Here's a sealed case, which is now opened, of course, but here's a sealed case that we get because we get sealed cases. Plastic on them. Same exclusives, same everything. What scares me about this is what if someone took the plastic off and looked inside this and resealed it? Let me show you why. So let's take one of the ones from Walmart. Now also, all they put here instead of plastic is a little sticker. Well, and then in these, you're looking for the waves. You're going to get green waves, but you want gold and purple. Well, if you spread this out, you can see there's no gold or purple in there. I hope there's not people taking the plastic off of these, looking to see if there's gold and green waves, putting a sticker on and selling them like that. My ones direct from Walmart came like that. Not direct from a third-party shipper. They were direct from Walmart. I believe they're still on their website for like $25. I ordered 3 to rip for myself. So I just want everyone to be very careful about that. If you see breakers ripping this product, ask them. Make sure it's sealed. If it's a breaker you trust, I'm sure they're being honest about it, but who knows? This is kind of a problem that we need to watch out for. Let me know.
So that's the basis of it, Doma, is make sure you know what you're buying. That is supposed to have shrink wrap around it. And as you've seen there, Dom, you can easily see whether you got the gold or the purple, how easy it was. And then what's to say, you know, especially if, you know, because something like a hanger box or something like that, that's something that can be, you know, sold at a, you know, if you're here in Australia, that might be sold in an eBay Games or sold at a Kmart or sold at a, you know, a Target. They buy that, they do all that, they just put that little thing on it, they return it. Like I explained to you the other week, Dom, when I went to go buy the one-piece blister packs, and the guy told me, "Oh, we just had these returned. Lucky you." And I said, "Oh, actually, you returned them." I said, "Oh, mate, I don't want them." you know, I don't know, they might have weighed the packs, they might have, you know,
Yeah.
opened it and weighed it, and I don't know, right? So it's sad that you as the consumer that just wants to go out there and enjoy the hobby, you've got to be aware of all this shit so you can actually enjoy the hobby and know that you're not getting rorted. Like, you know, and a lot of it revolves around boxes and things, but it sifts into singles and stuff. But yeah, this is why, you know, you got people like us, and you got people like, you know, Dan the Card Man and other people that you should follow, and you know, 238 Cards. I've never watched his content, but, you know, good on him for, you know, sharing something like this. Obviously, he's breaking the product and himself on his page. And he looks like a bit of a breaker because he has inventory and stock in the background there. So, look, what can I say? You know, you just need to be careful, you know, like make sure you are aware of what you're buying and what it's supposed to be like. So that's just one example. You know, there could be other examples. Now, here is another thing that I seen, Doma, and this one was good, right? And this is by Clover Cards. So I'll bring it up. Clover Cards. And I'll just let you watch it for yourself.
1,000 packs of Surging Sparks to the face. And now it's time to share the hit rates. So starting off with our standard EX cards, which of course we pulled a ton of, we hit 167 EX cards, giving a hit rate of 16.7%. Next, we got our ultra rares, which includes trainers and EX full arts. We hit 62 of them, giving a hit rate of 6.2%. For our illustration rares, we hit 75 of them. Damn, that's a lot, giving a hit rate of 7.5%. The artworks on these are so dope. I love the Latios and the Doug Trio. For the ace rares, we got a solid 57 of them, giving a hit rate of 5.7%. Our hyper rare pulls were pretty solid, hitting 10 of them, giving a hit rate of 1%, or 1 in every 100 packs. We lucked out big time and pulled one of the gold Pikas. Let's go. And finally, for the moment we're all waiting for, the special illustration rares, we pulled 14 SIRs out of 1,000 packs, giving a hit rate of 1.4%, including, for the big hitters, we pulled Alicia, we pulled the Latias, and finally we pulled the Pika. We did.
So this guy here, Clover Cards, he opened 1,000 packs of Pokemon Surging Sparks, which is a new product, and he shows you, you know, he illustrates his hit rates from what he hit out of 1,000 packs. Now, I mean, I guess it's a pretty good sample size, 1,000 packs, when you think about it. So, you know, I think the video has a little bit of weight behind it, but it just goes to show, you know, 1 point, you know, what was that, 14 ultra illustrated cards or whatever it was that he hit, which was like 1.4%. It's not that easy, right? It's not that easy to hit the card, but also then think about it, how much is actually printed. So like you got to think, I feel like that hit rate is probably on point. You know, you probably don't want the hit rate to be more high than that. But there must be that much printed of this stuff. But I just thought it was an interesting video because I haven't really seen anyone do something like that. You know, open 1,000 packs and then break it down like that. Definitely a good example to see and you know, make people realize maybe, you know, if I've got to open 1,000 packs to potentially hit that one card, how much does 1,000 packs cost? Wouldn't I just be better off just going and buying that card and weigh that up? That's where, you know, I'm looking at this from like well, how much does that gold Pikachu card cost, or, you know, that premium Pikachu card cost? So you need to make that decision. You need to make that decision for yourself, but definitely an interesting thing done there by Clover Cards. And yeah, I thought it was an interesting watch, but I don't know what it goes for, but if, you know, 1,000 packs on average, $7 a pack Australian, that's $7,000 worth of packs, Dom. I can nearly guarantee you that Pikachu card, the best card in the set, doesn't go for 7,000. And I haven't looked at any comps.
Jeez.
Think about that, ladies and gents. Like, this is why we always say, you know, it's all fun to rip boxes, but yeah, you need to sometimes weigh it up.
Yeah.
Weigh it up. it can become a serious gambling addiction that you're just chasing that euphoria of finally hitting that card. And in all that time, you could have spent on, your money on such a sick collection and gained a bunch of really cool cards. So just think about it. That was it. That's all I had, Doma. For Hobby
That's it.
Talk.
Just to end, you got to open some packs, mate. So
yeah, got to open some packs.
Obviously brought to you by Gimco. Got the nice banner down below. There's their website, gimco.com.au. Facebook is just at Gimco, and they're on X at gimco.au. Oh, here we go, Surging Sparks.
We got some Surging Sparks. So on that, we've got Gimco. Make sure you check them out. As Doma said, gimco.com.au. Because we were talking about Pokemon, Dom, I might as well open some Pokemon packs.
I can't wait till
Scarlet and Violet.
He said 1%, and you're going to end up hitting the bloody.
Oh, imagine, bro! I'll actually lose it. All right. And make sure you go visit their store, 25 Gwen Road, Craigieburn, Victoria.
Here we go.
Lads from Gimco. Thank you very much for these products. How many do I got to go to the back, Doma?
Is it 3?
I don't know. We're going to just. I don't know. I think I've stuffed it.
Here we go. Which one did you? Is this Surging Sparks?
No.
Okay.
Scarlet Violet.
A reverse holo. That's it. That's your hit.
That's my hit.
Oh, no,
there's a little shiny one. Nah, that's it. It's energy card. That's rubbish. All right. Didn't really hit much there. Nothing good. No, nothing good at all. All right. Surging Sparks. I'm hitting the gold Pikachu. Come on.
It'd be hilarious.
I'm just going for it.
It'd be so funny if you did. I'd piss myself laughing. You just shown a video on 1% and 2% and.
A Latias would be good.
Here we go. Next card.
Doug Trio. Oh, that's a full art.
That's a full art.
Hang on, there's something shiny behind it. No, Gastron. I think that's just a.
Yeah, it's just a holo.
Just a holo. But I tell you what, it looks good.
Just check the rest of the cards, just in case.
No, it's just an energy card. Just an energy card. I better write my name on it and then repack it and then put it back in there and open it for someone on string, and say that it.
You're an idiot.
Sorry, so I'm just joking, guys. That's obviously the lemon that we showed the other week.
Magda said, check Golden for the Yamal.
Yes. Oh, well, I do know that Lamine Yamal went for 105, I believe so.
Nice.
So, yeah, I can't actually get it up because I don't. Let's see.
That's good.
Let's see if it wants to come up and load quick for me. But I believe it just ended over 105,000, I think. Sold items. Where is it? Highest price. Here it is. There we go. I'll bring it up. Here it is. $103,700. So not bad. His original offer of $100,000 that he turned it down, but he ended up getting that in the end. So, well done to the lucky hitter over there at Trident Collectibles. And
awesome.
Thank you very much, Gimco, for the packs. Make sure you check them out, gimco.com.au. The gents there, they do a great job. And Doma, it's the Double Coverage podcast done for another week. And yeah.
On that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. It's Double Coverage. Peace.
We'll see you next week. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app
Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all spots, double coverage.